I have been observing that there are some doubts related to this program. So at first, we will be clarifying all those things. Basically, we will revisit the program, and along with that, we will try to see today that what cool feature can we build with some Google Cloud services, that is building with Dialogflow and Cloud Functions. I know these terms may be new to you if you have not started track 2 or anything, but you will eventually learn over here. So be with me. And one more thing, even if you have uh, just a second, yeah, even if you have not registered for this program or anything else, you can still be here because I have planned something that still you will be able to learn from this. Okay. So moving ahead, think of this as a normal term, and then we will build an appointment scheduler. Basically, you will be watching that out, and I will encourage you all to be with your laptop and do along with me and learn through that. And at last, we will be carrying forward with question and answer sessions. Whatever doubts will be there, we will try to clarify those things. Okay. So now we will revisit the program. So, okay, you cannot see my whole screen, right? Let me share my whole screen. Yeah, I think this is visible. So this is the program website, and if you have not uh, uh, check this out, like you can check the program's levels and all this and stuff. So there are 4 tracks. We have already covered this up in our first session, but you need not to complete all the tracks. If you have time, you can do so, but in order to be eligible for the prizes, as you can see over here, you at least need to complete any 10 quest. And what is skill batch? A track is basically a group of quests which share some common topics, and quest comprises of some labs which are again interrelated to each other, and they are like, build up in such a way that you will be able to learn. And then we have skill badges also. So the major difference between quest and skill badge is that in quest you get uh, you get to learn everything in a step by step way. There will be everything in a guided way. But in skill badges, you can think of the labs over there as an examination. Like whatever you will learn in a particular quest, you need to implement that thing in the skill badge as an exam. So you won't be guided over there. So it's like you need to learn from quest and test your skills through your skill badges. Yeah. So that is the thing with tracks, quest, and skill badges and prizes as well. So, so as you can see over here, the milestones are clearly mentioned, and I see a lot of you have completed certain milestones as well. So yeah, for milestone 2, you can complete any 20 quest and 10 skill badges, and you will be eligible for more prizes. So that is the thing, and I really hope you will be completing with a greater pace now. Okay, so moving ahead, uh, we already had one website where you were checking your progress and stuff, but now we have switched to another website, and you can now check your progress and stuff over here. And I can just like paste all the links in the chat box. Okay, so like this is the DCRF website. Yeah, thanks. And then we have this website. You can check your progress on this website as well. And also, we do have uh, our Discord server where you can join over there, and we do have one channel as GCRF also. So along with asking your doubts on WhatsApp community, if you are comfortable on Discord, you can ask over there also. So this is the link to our Discord server. Great. So moving ahead, congratulations to everyone who have completed certain milestones. I have already congratulated, but still. And one more thing, if you have reached certain milestones, you can post about that on LinkedIn or Twitter, and you can also tag GDSC-IIESTS. We are already there. We will share this slide with you and links to our Discord. LinkedIn and Twitter handles are mentioned over here, so you can directly go there. Okay, so now uh, let's start. I need to admit everyone. Okay, so you may have heard of Google Assistant. I think you have definitely heard of Google Assistant, because anytime we get bored, we kind of check, hey Google, crack crack some jokes for me and stuff. So we are kind of trying to make something out of that in today's session only. So not along with asking Google for cracking jokes for me and setting reminders and asking to make to schedule appointments and stuff. Along with that, uh, it provides like 1 million plus over voice commands. So you can see like that is like very huge suite of voice commands, right? So imagine the amount of code would have gone inside or behind that in building that stuff. But today we will try to make one appointment scheduler without even considering what ML is there behind building that voice assistant. So that is a feature of Google Cloud. Okay, so here are some of the basic terminologies you will encounter throughout this session, and basically that is Google Assistant. I just said about that. That this is a kind of personal voice assistant, and it has lots of actions integrated over there. And also, moving ahead, we have actions. So action is basically a central platform where we develop applications related to Google Assistant. And when we integrate actions with cloud functions, we can interact with the backend and manage the user responses in a much dynamic way. I know this sounds like bit weird, but with the session you will get to know about it when we will be getting with the hands-on. So coming to Dialogflow, Dialogflow is basically a feature of Google Cloud, which behind the scenes, that Dialogflow uses lots of ML and NLU, which is natural language understanding, to build some assistant features. So the major idea is that you do not need to know the whole, uh, you know, uh, code and stuff, and the whole ML concept and stuff, and still you will be able to implement all those features in your project or application or feature. Okay, so moving ahead, yeah, this is just an overview. So as I said, like Google Assistant is that feature thing which serves over like 1 million plus voice commands, and then we have actions, which is the central platform to develop Google Assistant applications or features. Then we have many human computer interacted suites, which are basically uh, a piece of codes not just piece, like millions of codes are written over there. So which are basically suites, and one of the suite is Dialogflow, which we will be using into today's session. I need to admit people. Okay, so moving ahead, I hope everything is clear so far. You can uh, post on chat box also, like there is any problem. Okay. Okay, so moving ahead with Dialogflow, like to get started with Dialogflow, just like forget about all these stuff. What do we do when we ask just that? Imagine that normal Google Assistant feature. We like on a random day we just take our phone and we are like, okay, I'm sad. Like, hey Google, crack jokes for me. So you are giving some response to that. Inside that, something is happening and a valid response is getting returned to you, right? So, like with that contest, we here we will try to at least create one agent. You will get to know what is actually agent creation when we will be getting hands on. So then you are trying to get the intention of the user, that is basically intent matching. So to get the intention of the user, now you can now categorize intent matching into training phrases, and parameter and response. I will like elaborate this now, that in order to get the intention of user, you also need to tell the Dialogflow console. Basically we will be working on the Dialogflow console. So you need to tell that, okay, so these are the command you need to train over these phrases. For example, you people have uh, one lab also, and working with Dialogflow and stuff, and there you will be generating some random codes. So you will do that lab as a part of the GCRF program. There you will try to train the. Uh, we will see the interface also. You will try to train the agent by putting some giving some examples to that. Like for example, if you want to generate some motivation codes, so you will give some like 4 to 5 motivation code, and based on that, when your feature will be ready, so based on that, the Dialogflow will process something, and it may generate codes apart from that code which you have already provided. That is the feature of that, right? Then we have action and parameter. So action and parameter is basically you will be able to see ahead when I will be getting hands on into that. And response is basically what you want to give the user, and what reply you want to give the user. Now, response can be static as well and dynamic as well. Static response is basically you will feed the console that, okay, if somebody asks these things, then the estimated reply can be this thing. So that is static. But when you need to process that, something dynamically, for example, today we will be building up an appointment scheduler, right? So, so dynamic response. For an example for dynamic response can be like, is there a slot still available in the calendar? If not, then I will return, sorry, you cannot schedule this appointment right now. So that is the example. So keep these things in mind. When we will be getting hands on, you will learn a lot. Okay, so coming to that, some of the terminologies over here, as I was talking about, hey Google, crack a joke for me. So we call this whole sentence as an utterance, and this hey Google is trigger. This basically triggers the console to trigger the Dialogflow to carry out all those underlying code and give a response in return to us after that. So, and this whole sentence is known as invocation phrase, and the one which invokes that what do you exactly want is invocation name. For example, here it is joke for me. Then we will talk about entities. Let me admit people. Yeah. So, talking about entities, you can consider entities as variables, because, like, when you will be providing training phrases, like in ML, you need to train the model, but here you just need to put some training phrases in reference to that. Dialogflow will automatically try to provide responses which are similar to those phrases. So, for example, I want for my appointment scheduler, I want to set a reminder for Wednesday at 5 p.m. But suppose somebody like Geeta wants to set a reminder for Friday at 9 p.m. So the key terms over here are date or date or time, which may vary from person to person. So that is basically variables. So these are the entities, and this is the reference to action and parameters. So entities can be of in Dialogflow console can be of three types like system entities, developer entities, and session entities. So as I am talking about this example only, so when you will put this training phrase on the training phrase part, you will get to see that the Dialogflow automatically identifies that okay, this is day and this is time, this is date or this is time. So that is basically system entities. Even if you put some like basic example like maybe email or color, so those are system entities, those are like actually present. So there might be a scenario where you need to create some another kind of variable. If you are building something different, then the Dialogflow might not know about your variable or entities from like for beforehand. So in that case, you need to specify in a better way. So those are like session entities. Okay. So now we can build an appointment scheduler. So those like if everything is clear so far, so, like yeah, anybody any problem? Okay. So those who are not a part of the program can head over to this link. Yeah. So let me know if you are already there. And also, like as I said, we will be also dealing with cloud functions and stuff. So the major, advantage of having free credits in Google Cloud is that you can integrate some dynamic responses feature in Dialogflow also. Uh, if, only if you are having access to cloud resources. So those who have can start this lab. We just need a temporary cloud console environment and like temporary student ID and password and project ID, which you have seen earlier as well. We just need a temporary environment to deal with cloud resources. So you can start this lab and just wait for a while. Okay, so we will be moving ahead. Yeah. So I hope you are already there in that link, and those who are having free credits can start the lab. It is just because we need some Google Cloud resources. Like we are not doing something which is mentioned in this lab, but it is more related to that. You can just log into like you can start any of the lab. We just need a temporary cloud environment. Uh, like if you need help, you can just see the screen also. Uh, as you can see, I have put this email. Just copy the password and put it over here. And Yeah, it will be better if you keep this in another Chrome profile, because we will be using lots of tabs now. So better to deal with. And also let me know if I am going too fast or too slow. Yeah, so we are ready with our temporary environment setup as of now. And like as I said, Action is the central platform to develop the Google Assistant features and stuff. So we do have that platform in a website form. So you can just head over to this link, compulsory for everyone. Do let me know if I need to stop somewhere or pause for a while. Yeah, it is getting loaded now. Okay, so I had this dialog flow link also. I have already created. Wait, it's getting loaded. Yeah. So sign in to all the platforms over here. Like we already we are already set with GCP now, but to get ready with actions on Google and Dialogflow, you can sign in with them also. Yeah. Do let me know if you are ready now. Just give a thumbs up on the chat box quickly. Okay, so I think every one of you is ready now. Okay, so as I mentioned in the slides, we need to create an agent at first, right? So as you can see in this Dialogflow console interface, that here you are provided with uh, option of creating one agent. So we need to start with that, right? Let us create um, an agent. Let us name this as just a second, yeah, appointment scheduler, maybe a, yeah, okay. So if you are if you have not signed up with the temporary GCP setup, then you can leave this option, or else you can just go with this. Okay, now just create it. Okay, it's working, and I hope you all are following along with me. Okay, so remember what was after that, intent creation and intent matching, right? So what are we here with? Like so far we have created one agent. Okay, now the interface has changed a bit. Here you can see, try it now. This is known as stimulator, where you can anytime test what is going on with what you have created. Okay, so far, like I would like to say, hey, let us see what this is returning. You can just use this mic also if you want to use it in a better way. Okay, so this is saying, good day, what can I do for you today? Like, are you able to see my screen, or should I increase, like zoom in? Hello everyone, like anybody here, you can, yeah, okay, thanks.
We can see.
Okay, thanks. So it says, good day, what can I do for you today? uh, since we are, okay, something happened. Okay, yeah, so since we are trying to make an appointment scheduler, right? So let us ask this now to schedule an appointment for me, or maybe, you know, give some relevant date and time also. So we can be like set an appointment for Wednesday at 5 p.m. Yeah, let us see what does this return. Okay, I missed that. Say that again. So this basically means this is the default response. Now, like this feature does not know what to do with this command. So, like we are now going to tell what to do when somebody feeds up this type of command. Okay, so for that we need to create an intent. And why did it return hey and like some valid response for hey? Because it does already have default welcome intent, like it can deal with hello. Okay, so that is like the moment you create an agent you already have one voice feature, right? Voice assistant feature, but we need to do it like provide it with much more stuff as per our needs. So for that we need to create something. Okay, so now for that, like in order to give a valid response with that, with whatever our needs are, we need to create one intent. Okay, so remember I was talking about training phrases. So here you will be providing training phrases, which is basically what a user can provide, can feed up in that try it now area. Okay, so we can, as we just saw now that it does not know what is this set an appointment for Wednesday at 5 p.m. So we can like put a similar phrase over there for Wednesday at 5 p.m. Okay, so enter. Yeah, and why is this highlighted area? I will be telling you about that. We can add more phrases like what if somebody says I want to set an appointment for maybe a date at maybe another time. So let us do that. I want to set an appointment for 12th June or 12 June, whatever, um, at 10 p.m. Okay, yeah, uh, enter. Yeah. So remember, I was telling you about entities, and as you can see over here, parameter name, entity, resolved value, and stuff. So entity is basically like a variable, which I mentioned earlier as well. So since here, as you can see, I never mentioned that whether this is a day or date, but it automatically identified this as date and time, which is basically at the rate system dot date time. Okay, so this basically shows that this is a system entity. So to identify that, you can just see this prefix also, that is SYS. Okay, for some reasons which I will tell you later, I want that it need to identify Wednesday and 12 June as a date, and 10 p.m. as and 5 p.m. as a time separately, like not hold together that okay this is date and time, not like that, date individually, time individually. So if you are doing along with me, you can drag this highlighted part like this and click on it and just type out date and clarify this console that this is a date. Okay, and with time you can do same as well, and again for this also date and 10 p.m. is time, like they are different. We just want to need to know you that. Okay, uh, okay, so we are ready with this now. We will save this up. Okay, I could have named this something. Let us name it appointment, scheduler appointments. This is better. Yeah. So now we can try with this command again, and let us see what does it this written. What do you think? Anybody? Like you can switch on your mic over here, right? Anyone? Uh, okay. I hope you are doing along with me, but okay, let us see what is the expected output. Still it does not know anything. Why? Because we have provided the expected thing which a user can provide as an input, that is our training phrase, but we have not set up what we need to return, that is what Dialogflow needs to return when such type of phrases it encounters, right? So for that we can just go over here, as you can see responses, and we can provide response over here. So let let me provide one response like, okay, your appointment is scheduled. Okay. Now let us see what happens again with the same input. Yeah, it says the same thing. But what if I want to be clarified, at what time or date my appointment is scheduled at? You cannot put Wednesday and 5 p.m. over here. Why? Because for different type of, like for different persons it will vary. Somebody wants to be at Thursday, Friday, and so on, right? So for that, here we will be accessing the entities. So your appointment is scheduled for the given date. So we are using the sign over here, and as you can see it already suggests me that you need to use this. So your appointment is scheduled for this date and just a minute, and this time. Yeah, this time. See you there. Okay, so let us use, okay, I need to save also. Yeah, so it says now, okay, your appointment is scheduled for this date, which is basically Wednesday, upcoming Wednesday, and this time, and see you there. Okay, and now even if I put, like we have put in our training phrases is Wednesday and 12 June. Let us take 14 June maybe. Okay, so it will provide with the desired response only. Um, okay, let us be like AJ wants to schedule an appointment for uh, 13 June at 1 p.m. Okay, let us see. Okay, now this does know that okay, your appointment is scheduled, so it does provide a valid response even if I have not given that. Some phrase can be like somebody wants to, but it has automatically judged that okay, for these kind of similar phrases I need to return the similar response, and this judgment and whole stuff goes in the behind the scenes, which you do not need to know if you just want to build a feature like very quickly. That is the advantage of this feature. Okay, so that is what I was trying to say. uh, yeah. So now let's play with more with this. Like, what if, like, when you use like Google Assistant feature, and when you like set an appointment, so it does want to know that for what time and date. So let us play with this command just now, like input. Yeah, set an appointment. Okay. Yeah. So what should it return? Not available because it does not know what date and time should be there. So for setting an appointment, date and time is the must entity in this case that needs to be available from the user side. And what if the user does not give input in such a way, just the way we did just now? So in that case, it needs to ask, okay, what date and what time, right? So if you are asking some human, he or she will be like, okay, what date and time. So our features should also ask the same thing. So for that, we need to make our parameters as compulsory, which is date and time. And as you can see over here, prompts are mentioned over here. So you can define prompt, which is basically in case if somebody has not mentioned date, then you can ask for which date. Okay, I will close this. And same thing is with the time. You can ask at what time. Okay, I need to save this up. Okay, so yeah, again with this set an appointment. Now it does ask for which date, right? So I can be like, let us keep Friday. Okay, now it does know Friday is a date or day relevant to that. Okay, and now it is asking me at what time. So I will be like 11 p.m. or a.m. Okay, so now it has scheduled the appointment like this. Okay, so I think you have followed up till here. Yeah, if anybody wants to say anything. Okay, fine. So this we are kind of trying and testing. Yeah, anybody? Somebody said. Okay, very nice. Uh, yeah, we are trying to get the output and stuff over here in the stimulator only. But what if you want to integrate this on your website project or anywhere like application app project? So for that, we have, as you can see here in this left menu, you can see integration over here, right? So we will go there only. You can see lots of integrations over here. Click on web demo. This is over here, and click on enable. So as you can see now, at first just look up this to this web page. Okay, so now our appointment scheduler bot is a website, right? Do the same stuff with this one. Okay, blast something. It should. Yeah. Greetings. How can I assist? So since we are trying to set an appointment, we will be like set an appointment. It is asking me for which date, so I will be like Monday this time. Time. Okay. It is taking some time, but still, yeah. 5 a.m. Yeah, so my appointment has been scheduled, although I do not wake up at 5 a.m., but still. Now, if you want to put this feature in your any of your project, like you can use this code out. Okay, so it is like, okay, somebody joined. Yeah. So, this is like really helpful when you need to kind of create any kind of board within like, very less time for specifically when suppose you are trying to, like you are participating in some hackathon and you want to integrate as many as cool features as you want. So you can just use this simply, which will hardly take, I think, 20 minutes and you will be ready with your board. So this is the feature. Okay, so that is the thing with web thing. Now I would like to give you a closer look in this integrations part. For example, what if I want to schedule a call, schedule an appointment on call? Like, I do not want to type out and stuff. Like, I do not want to open this website. Then what? So you can, if you are following up, you can just see this one, Dialogflow Phone Gateway Beta. I'll click on this. It's taking them. Okay. So I'll just put next. Basically, I want to call somewhere and I will just say, okay, set an appointment, and that specific number should reply with to me like, okay, for what date and for what time, okay, your appointment has been scheduled. So for that, I need a temporary phone number and stuff. So that is also provided by this feature of Dialogflow. As you can see, I am okay with any of the contact numbers. Okay, so we have created this feature just to test out. I will be dialing on this number, which is basically, yeah, plus I'm dialing on my mobile phone, +1 855 212 6821. Okay, I need to let in somebody. Yeah, I'm calling this number. If you can listen.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hi, can you please set me an appointment for Friday,
At what time?
6 p.m.?
Okay, your appointment is scheduled for the 10th of June 2022 T 12 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds plus 6 o'clock and the 6th of June 2022 T 18 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds plus 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
See you there.
So as you can see, I just called at this number and I was able to set an appointment, right? So you can integrate more cool features like this. So if you all are following, so any questions so far? And are you lagging behind or do I need to stop for a while? Okay. So moving ahead, okay, so we have already integrated with the web. That is fine. Okay, we have already integrated it with web. That is, you can have your own website. For just a quick revision, I would like to say at first we went to Dialogflow console, then we created, an agent, then we tried to create an intent, and within that we provided some training phrases and some valid responses which we would like to get in return. Then we hosted that whole thing on a website, like web web page, right? And then we tried to get our appointment scheduled through a call. So that is the thing we just did now. Okay, so now this is a challenge for you, that instead of not, I don't want to schedule my appointment through web page or call. I want to do it through SMS. So how would you do that? So here is this tip. Like, you can use Twilio integration feature. So what's that? That we can just have a, basic look just now. I'll just close this. You can see over here Twilio IP messaging, Twilio text messaging. So when you will visit this, you just need to follow some steps, and you will be able to uh, do the same thing using SMS. You can also do the same thing using WhatsApp message services. Like, you must have seen WhatsApp messages from companies like, okay, this sale is going on now. You can buy. So you can integrate such features as well. So it is bit kind of like due to some time constraint, it won't be able to do it appear, but I highly encourage you to do it and post it on our groups and Discord, maybe anywhere, and we will encourage that as well. And also, you can play with Twitter also, and yeah, so it's like any of the integrations over here you can do and make a cool feature. Getting back to it, yeah. Okay, now good question. Like, since I am in this temporary setup environment, I just need to check how much time is available. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so you can open your Google Calendar in this environment and just check, was the appointment really scheduled? Google Calendar. We were trying to schedule like Thursday, Friday, and 5 p.m. So we just need to see if at any of these slots my appointment was scheduled or not. Meanwhile, anybody can speak and tell me if it is scheduled or not. Yeah, I was trying to schedule for 8, 9, and I can see none of the slots are booked, right? So why so? Like, getting back to the slides, I was trying to mention over here that okay, you are dealing with responses, then you have static response and dynamic response. So as you can see, whatever we tried to do now was kind of static response. That is, we were not dealing with any of the backend services and trying to get our thing setup, right? So if it was dynamic, then it my dialog flow would have dealt with Google Calendar, and we would have done something more, and the slots have been booked. So this is where fulfillment comes in the picture. So what is fulfillment? So fulfillment is basically a way through which you will try to set a dynamic response to your user response, or whatever your user input is already there. Okay, so for that we will just try to put a dynamic response in this already made appointment scheduler only. So we can go there, go to this intent, go to appointment scheduler, and as you can see, okay, somebody joined again. Okay, so as you can see, the fulfillment part, you can enable fulfillment. By enabling this, you can, yeah, you can see another option of fulfillment over here in the left menu. You can go up to there. We will get back to it. So as you can see, it is mentioning over here, build and manage fulfillment directly in Dialogflow via Cloud Function. So that is where Cloud Functions come into the picture. That is, if you want to interact with some already, some backend, then you will be using this thing right now. So for that only, you need that GCP environment. Okay, so those who are not accessing this with temporary student credential won't be able to use this out, but those who are using it can use this feature. So okay, so here lots of codes have been written, and basically now we are trying that our appointment scheduled appointment should show a slot over here. So let us do that. At first, we need to create one calendar for that. So in your Google Calendar only, go to other calendars, go to create new calendar. If I'm going too fast, then you can tell me to stop for a while. And I would name this as appointment scheduler. And in description, anything, maybe a demo calendar. I'll just create the calendar. Okay. So as you can see here in this like left menu, your appointment scheduler calendar has been created, which has been provided with so many options over here. Like if you are able to see, right? Okay, so now our Dialogflow needs help of some API to interact with our Google Calendar. So for that, we will be going to GCP console, that is Google Cloud Platform, and here in the left menu, we can go to APIs and services, and then enabled APIs and services, and we will look for some API relevant to Google Calendar. That is basically Google Calendar API only. So it is loading. Yeah, we can go to enable APIs and services. I can type out Google Calendar API. Yeah, I would select this one. Click on manage. Okay, now I need some credentials to um work through this API. So for that, I will be creating one and create using service account. Yeah, I just give this a name. Again, the same name, appointment scheduler, appointment scheduler, maybe a hyphen in between them. Yeah, and create and continue. Okay, so nothing as optional. Like okay, we can just click on done. Okay, so now we are ready with our service account. Just now click on this. You can see in the top of the service accounts list. You can head over to keys over here because we will be needing one JSON format of this whole stuff. So for that, you can go to create new key, click on JSON, and then create. A JSON file will be downloaded in your computer. You can open this with any of the text editors. Since I have VS Code, I will be opening this through VS Code only. I already had some. Still, it's taking bit time, but I think you all are following. Okay, it's opening. It does take some time for my laptop. Okay, anyways, until then, we have some more tasks to do as well. Yeah, it has opened as of now. We can just wait for like 1 minute. Yeah, so until then we have some more tasks, like as you have seen that we will be dealing with inline editor over there, so we will be needing some code. So for that you can head over to this link. Wait, I'm sharing in a moment. So yeah, sure. You could have switched on your mic and said this. Is it fine now, Ananya? Okay, cool. So, like we tried to just a quick recap. What did we do? We tried to make one separate like calendar in our Google Calendar named Appointment Scheduler. Meanwhile, we headed over to GCP where we tried to interact with the Google Cloud API, and from that we like created one key and downloaded one JSON file which you can open in any text editor. But since I have VS Code, I am opening in that. It is already open now. And you will be needing some code. So I have already like created a resource for that. So you can head over to the link mentioned right now in the chat box. I will also be opening this one. It's kind of opening. It's very slow still. Yeah, as you can see, two files are over here. That is index.js and package.json. Now, even if we have no idea what's underlying in that, like whenever, like if you already know JS, you can give a look to it. You will be able to understand lots of like about it, like what does that function do and stuff. But even if you don't know, you do not need to bother as of now. But we will be now returning to Dialogflow console. As you can see in this inline editor part, we have two section like index.js and then package.json. Okay, so now we will be modifying this index.js part as per our need, that is to integrate our appointment scheduler bot with calendar in backend wise. So for that you can open the helping code, that is index.js. You can copy this one, go back to the inline editor and erase the existing code and paste the one present in GitHub. Now, like if this has been already done, I can move forward. Yeah, I think so. I can. Okay, so now as you can see here, we need to provide some input. That is, as you can see, calendar ID. Insert your calendar ID over here. So how to find out that? So get back to calendar. So we were in this page only where our calendar got created, that is appointment scheduler. And when you go to integrate calendar part, as you can see over here, right in the topmost, you will get calendar ID. You just need to copy this one and where was I? Yeah, paste it over here. Okay, now we need to put something else as well. That is here, as you can see, it has written insert contents of your JSON file here, which we downloaded just now. For reference, it has written it starts with type. So this is the one, right? So we can copy this whole thing and we can paste it over here only. Just erase this one. Yeah. Now it seems okay. Like it does have lots of other parameter as well, but it will work out. Yeah. So this is the thing with index.js. We just need to modify the service account part and then calendar ID part, which I already stated. How will you do that? For calendar ID, you can just go to your calendar where you created appointment scheduler. You can go to integrate calendar. There at the top, you will find the calendar ID. And then in the service account part, you just downloaded the JSON file by managing credentials in Google Calendar API and creating an key over there. So you just need to copy paste that JSON part over here. Okay. So now we are done with index.js, and there's something with package.json also. So for that also we do have helping code. So get back to that link, session help, repository link. So there you can go to package.json, copy this one, and paste it over here and click on deploy. This is deploying. Meanwhile, you can follow up with me if you are lagging behind. This is does getting deployed, right? It is taking a bit time, but yeah, fine. Still deploying. Okay. After this, we just need to do one more thing, and then we are good to go. So we learned many things today, but this is like very simple only. Still deploying. Okay. How much time is left? Okay. Yeah, 30 minutes. Uh, it has been deployed, as you can see over here. Now we will go back to our intents, and there we will get back to appointment scheduler intent, which we created at the start of the session. And here again, in this fulfillment part, you just need to enable fulfillment, and just turn on this toggle button to get a webhook call. And now we are good to go. We just need to save. Okay, so now if I schedule an appointment, I should see a slot booked over here. I just need to refresh this page. Uh, Set an appointment for Wednesday at 5 p.m. Okay, so my appointment is scheduled for 8 June 5 p.m. Let us see if it is visible or not. If it is not, then there's some issue with the code only. Like, if any one of you following is able to see a slot over here, anyone? Okay, somebody left the meet. Uh, no, okay. So actually, when I was testing, it was showing up, but when I tested again, it was not showing. So I think there is some problem, which I will share, I'll share the modifications with you in the Google Cloud group. But after the implementing that, you will be able to see that up. But this is the basic step you need to follow, and this is the basic things which you need to know. And then you will be good to go, like to develop a basic appointment scheduler which will show a book slot when you schedule an appointment. Okay, so this was the thing with Dialogflow. Now getting back to slides. Yeah, so we have reached at the end of the session. So if you have in case any questions, you can ask now. So if summarize, this is just one of the simple features of Google Cloud services, that even if you don't know how to code out a voice assistant thing, but you can still implement that in your any of the projects, right? It just saves time, right? And also, this is not the only thing, but it does have lots of features. Like you could have heard about hosting your websites on Firebase and stuff, which is already there in your GCRF syllabus. So you can learn that also. So if you are using learning through GCRF program, it is not only like you just need to follow some steps and copy some commands, which some people think in the beginning stage. But it is even much more than that, because like lots of companies are using cloud facilities over here, and cloud is like very demanding skills these days. So it is like really cool, you can do lots of stuffs with cloud. So I will highly encourage you all to do your tracks and quest. And it is more like you complete this time, it is like you need to complete these many quests and skill batches in order to be eligible for prizes, right? So for that, make sure like whatever whichever thing you find more interesting, you can go with that quest and with the respective skill badge. So any questions so far?
If we want to learn more about Google Cloud, then what will we do?
Okay, so as the tracks and quest already provide some guided learning and stuff, but still you want to learn in depth, I would suggest you can head over to Google Cloud documentation, which I will share the link with you. Like I can stop sharing my screen as of now. I'm just putting over the link. So in the documentation, everything is specified, and Google Cloud also has some their own YouTube channel where they regularly host webinars and stuff. And Quick Labs also has their YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to those channels. I find them really informative, so you will learn a lot through them. Does the same process
Oh,
works for
okay.
scheduling and okay, Amandeep. Does the same process works for scheduling in SMS or call? Yeah, right now I have shown you, right, how to integrate that feature with call. Same thing is there with SMS also. You just need to use the Twilio API feature and stuff, and you just need go over there, integrate the Dialogflow, your whatever agent you have created with Twilio, and you will be able to do the same thing with SMS, and also you can do with WhatsApp or Messenger or whatever features integrations available over there. I hope that clears out, Ananya. Okay, so any questions? Okay, if no question, then we can end this session. Basically, the main agenda of this session was to tell you that Google Cloud services and even cloud services are really cool. It saves your time. You can implement lots of features and stuff. It is not about typing out gcloud commands and following some steps. If you learn those things in a better way, you will be able to do a lot more things. That was my main agenda. Rather, it was like very simple feature which we tried to look up today.